First, Natisha Lands tells us about a situation inside a Georgia agency described as hell on earth. Natisha?
Ron, a state senator plans to request an audit from Georgia's Department of Juvenile Justice after 11 Alive investigators uncovered allegations of mismanagement and unreported abuse. Now, the agency didn't want to hand over any of this information to our 11 Alive investigators. However, after being threatened with a lawsuit, they ultimately handed it over. Here's 11 Alive's investigators Andy Parati with the investigation they didn't want you to see.
Did they know this was being recorded?
Tor Polite is about to watch a video she's been waiting to see for nearly 2 years.
Just bleach this.
It's video of her then 15-year-old son, Wantavius Moore, handcuffed behind his back while held on by a corrections officer with the Georgia Department of Juvenile Justice. And then this happens. The impact to the ground so hard, it breaks the child's arm.
You've got an officer who's 240, 250, 6 feet plus, slamming a kid to the ground, and his arms behind his back in handcuffs.
Nathaniel Holderbrook is the family's attorney. According to a pending lawsuit, the officer was taking Moore back to a cell after he accused the teen of stealing food. At the time, Moore was in custody for theft.
You're talking about breaking a child's arm because you believe he took an extra sandwich.
It happened at DJJ's Sumter Youth Development Campus in 2016 in Americus, Georgia. According to agency records, over the past 4 years, the agency recorded 460 alleged cases at the facility. DJJ opened an investigation on less than half of the reported cases.
It was really like walking into hell on earth, in my opinion.
Matthew Flournow is a former corrections officer who worked at a different DJJ facility about 5 years ago. When he tried to report violations, Flournow says supervisors often looked the other way.
They wasn't taking me seriously. They were throwing away my write-ups.
For answers, we reached out to DJJ Commissioner Avery Niles. At first, Niles agreed to talk.
Kids in the community.
But when we asked to schedule that interview months later, he declined. So we caught up with him after a recent board meeting.
Do you have a few seconds? I want to talk about some security and safety concerns.
I'm doing some things right now.
Okay. Are you aware of any incidents that are not being reported at your facilities?
Thank you, Andy.
DJJ fired the officer for hurting Polite's son. It was his second time the agency cited the officer within 2 months.
Regardless of what he did, he's still a human being, and he had no reason being treated like that.
And State Senator Emanuel Jones, who helped lead the state's last criminal justice reform legislation, says that he is disturbed by the investigators' findings, and he also plans to ask the state auditor to audit the DJJ's information about claims of staff not reporting abuse and other violations in that facility.
All right, Natisha, thanks a lot.